Hi, class. Today, what we're going to take a look at is something called relative time. And before I give you any notes, you're going to do a little practice. I know it seems weird, but I really feel like that these concepts are so intuitive, you can just figure out how to do them without me actually telling you how to do them. So you've got this note sheet right here. I want you to start with example A, and I want you to put these letters A, B, C, D, E, or A, excuse me, A, B, C, D, in these squares right here, where you think they go in what order, okay? From bottom to top. Okay, please do that now. All right, the answers would actually be in this case C, B, A, D. That's the order they happen in from oldest to youngest. D had to happen last because there had to be some layers there for it to split. Okay, so let's try example number 2. Again, fill in the letters right here in the order that you think they happen. Pause the video. Okay, the answers in this case from the bottom to the top would be A, C, D, E, F, the fault, and then a B, the intrusion, because it cuts all the layers, so they all had to be there first. Okay, one more example on the bottom here. Okay, try that one. Pause the video. Okay, the answers would be I, B, F, M, H, and then R. I would accept some argument that R happened before H and H squeezed in there, or vice versa, but we got to have some answer. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is take these notes now so you understand the concepts of what you just did. You can see in this slide here, I've got an image of some rock layers, and if you think about it, which rock layer would be the oldest? The one at the bottom. Here I have some more rock layers that have been folded. When did the folding happen? After the rock layers were there. Next up, we have some rock layers here. When did the fault happen? It happened after all the rock layers because all the rock layers are split by that fault. Okay, so what we're talking about today is what's called relative time. Okay, so here's how relative time works. Essentially what we're doing is trying to get a rough order of the rock layers. We already looked at rocks, and we understand that rocks tell us about the environment that they formed in. So whether there's a volcano there or a swamp, the rocks will tell us that. And then what we want to know is, did the volcano come first, or the swamp come first, or the desert, or the ocean, or whatever in an area? And so we look at the order of the rock layers to figure that out. We're not looking for specific dates. So the first feature we're going to use is what's called superposition, which basically says that the oldest rock layers are on the bottom. It's like stacking books. There's always going to be one book on the bottom, and then you're going to put other books on top of those as your stack gets taller. It's pretty rare that you would pick up a layer of books, split them apart, and slide one in. So it's going to go from bottom to top. That just makes logical sense. The next feature is called cross-cutting relationships. So that means if we have a fault, which is a crack in the rocks, a fold, the layers being bent, or an intrusion, which is a melted rock injected into those layers, that whatever layers it cuts, that had to happen after the layers, because the layers had to be there first in order to be cut. The last feature that we use to determine the order of rocks is what's called index fossils. And index fossils are ones that were really common at specific times in the Earth's past. There were lots of them. They're easy to identify because they're unique. And then if we find the same fossil in different layers, we know that those different layers came from the same time period because they have those same fossils in them. Okay, you're going to do a quick example right here on the bottom of your paper. You can see there's a little rock layer. Figure out which rock layer matches with example C and the rock layer on the right there, and then explain why that is. When you're done with that, then you're going to be ready for today's assignment. And today's assignment is just a worksheet that you're going to do. So please make sure you complete that worksheet and then submit that to the Google Classroom. Good luck.